The top leaders of China's ruling Communist Party are holding a key meeting that's expected to further tighten President Xi Jinping's grip on power. Behind closed doors, Xi is set to lay the groundwork for an unprecedented third term in office that would cement his position as China's most powerful leader in recent history.
Chinese President Xi Jinping hasn't left China for over 21 months, partly because of COVID-19, but also because he's focused on building his power base at home. The upcoming plenum is an opportunity to set the tone in his bid to become China's long-term ruler. His message is that China is a superpower and the rest of the world better know it. The Chinese people will never allow any foreign forces to bully, oppress or enslave us. Anyone who dares try to do that will have their heads bashed and bloodied against the Great Wall of Steel, forged by over 1.4 billion Chinese people. The plenum gathers 370 top Communist Party cadres from politics and the military. The most important item on the agenda is a resolution looking back at key events in the party's 100-year history. It gives the party the ability to shape the narrative of its history as it sees fit and enshrine President Xi's role as leader. It's only the third time this has happened. The previous two resolutions were introduced by the founder of the People's Republic of China, Mao Zedong, and the architect of the economic reforms that boosted the economy, Deng Xiaoping. Xi wants to show that he's an equally important leader, transforming China into a global power. He wants to make his power felt across all of Chinese society. He has boosted the military and launched a crackdown that has muzzled tech tycoons like Alibaba's Jack Ma. In recent weeks, Xi has been stepping up pressure on the sovereign island of Taiwan, which China considers its own, and the world is watching to see how tensions unfold. The plenum, which runs until Thursday, lays the groundwork for the crucial 2022 Party Congress, where Xi is expected to secure his position for at least another 5 years. He faces challenges. Economic growth is slowing down amid an energy crunch, supply chain disruption, and fears of a crisis in the country's real estate sector. Challenges that need to be overcome if he is to prove himself equal to Chairman Mao and Deng Xiaoping.
And let's bring in Fabian Kretschmer in Beijing for us. Fabian, this morning the Communist Party's Central Committee gathered behind closed doors, as we just heard. I know we're not in there, but what can we expect from the meeting?
Well, I mean, it might sound like a rather bureaucratic meeting, but indeed it's crucial for Xi Jinping to lay the groundwork of his power extended. He wants to stay in power for a third term. That's unprecedented. And what we can expect is that the members of the Central Committee, they will adopt a so-called historic resolution to praise the historic achievements of the Communist Party in the last 100 years since its founding. What that means is basically a rewriting of history for Xi Jinping to use for its own agenda. And it's quite remarkable that those historic resolutions have only been passed 3 times. One time under Mao Zedong, that was in 1945, and he used the chance to sideline his opponents with that resolution. Later, under Deng Xiaoping, he used a historic resolution to reflect on history and also reflect on the party's mistakes. But now we basically have a historic resolution to rewrite history, to lay the groundwork for Xi Jinping's power to keep on going.
And what do today's events then mean for President Xi Jinping, this resolution and so on? How does that help him?
Well, I mean, it's quite a sensitive issue here. No Chinese leader has ever stayed in power for a third office since Mao Zedong. And after Mao's death, the party decided that there should not be any excessive power, there should not be any excessive personality cult. And Xi Jinping is basically the first politician to change that. He's the most powerful leader since Mao Zedong. And basically the propaganda narrative here is, or the message is that he's the leader to lead the Chinese nation to become great again and become strong again, and there's no alternative to him.
And how much do the 1.3 billion members of the Chinese nation actually get to know about this meeting?
Well, it's highly controlled. First of all, the meeting is taking place behind closed doors. I mean, not even we journalists have any access. There will be a news handout in the coming days. But what the public notices, first of all, is an increase of personality cult. In the recent weeks and months, the state media have exaggerated their praise of Xi Jinping. It became almost absurd. I mean, it's comparable to the rhetoric of the North Korean regime almost. And also, what I find remarkable is that if you talk to people on the street, especially in the countryside, most of them are not really aware that Xi Jinping is the first leader who will change the law to become a de facto leader for life. And I think right now is really a sensitive time, and you can really feel that the authorities are quite nervous. And exciting times to watch out what's happening in the next days.
And thank you so much for following them for us. Fabian Kretschmer reporting live from Beijing.